Alright, a very good afternoon. So today, my group members and I will be presenting on our chosen dance company, which is Sriwana. So to start off, we will have Sunny to talk a little bit more about the dance company. Sunny, take over.
So, Sriwana is a Malay performing arts group, and their slogan is Budaya Nilai Bangsa, which means in English is the culture of the nation's value. So, what about Sriwana? So, Sriwana was first formed in the 1950s as the Keroncong Party, which means a Malay traditional orchestra that plays for guests at weddings. And they are a non-profit organization, and Sriwana is one of the oldest performing arts group in Singapore currently. And the company is led by Madam Fauzia Hanum Yusof alongside with Mr. Fauzi Anwar, who manage 60 volunteers, and the volunteers consist of 30 adults and 30 youths. Okay, so more of that will be taught by Amira later on. And Sriwana too has traveled outside of Singapore for dance and festival cultures. Yes, outside of Singapore, which means as like Malaysia, China, and many more. Next slide, please. So their vision and mission. Okay, so their vision is to lead the Malay Performing Arts Group to embody their traditional core values, to remain relevant, and also to commit and achieving international standards. And their mission is to promote, enrich, and enhance the traditional Malay performing arts through educating the public and adding values of the culture heritage landscape. Next one, please. So some of the services that they do for the community and also Singapore is that they do workshops and also programs. Okay, so for the workshops, their aim is to ensure that the workshop is both enriching yet engaging for the participants. Hence, they have the makeup workshop and the dance workshop, and also the kompang workshop. Okay, and then for the programs, is a arts education programs where they teach Malay dance of beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Yes, so moving on. The other services that they provide is they provide cultural dance performances which caters to your needs and budgets. So for example, if you have an exhibition and you would like Sriwana to perform for you guys, so you need to hire them and liaise with the company for the budget that you guys want. Okay, and they too offer a complete wedding entourage package. So what's inside the package? So inside the package, there's a kompang, and then there's a Malay traditional performance alongside with the kompang. Okay, so the next slide I will be showing you is the video of the entourage package wedding. The video, please. So now I'll be passing the time to Amira to talk about the key players of the companies. So Amira, please.
Hi, I'll be talking about the key players and their roles of Sriwana. Unfortunately, we could not find sufficient information about the board members of Sriwana or the behind the scene people such as the logistics and marketing people for Sriwana. But we have sufficient information for Madam Fauzia Hanum Yusof and Mr. Fauzi Anwar, the President and Vice President of Sriwana. So as for Madam Fauzia Hanum Yusof, she is the President and Artistic Director of Sriwana, and she overlooks the productions that they do. On top of that, she directs, produces and teaches classes. As for Mr. Fauzi Anwar, as the Vice President of Sriwana, he assists in the productions, logistics, marketing and other aspects of the company alongside Madam Fauzia. But mainly, he is the costume designer of Sriwana due to his background, which I will be talking more about later on. So I'll be talking about the background of Madam Fauzia and Mr. Fauzi. Starting off with Madam Fauzia, she was a volunteer dancer for Sriwana when she first started, and she was under the guidance of an established nation dancer, Madam Som Said. And for Mr. Fauzi, he was exposed and trained in traditional Malay dance since he was young due to his family. His family has potent knowledge and experiences in Malay dance events, performances, and moving along, he became the head designer of Jintayu Gallery, which is a bridal gallery in 2010. He then progressed to become its owner and creative director in 2012. So with his experiences in fashion and his knowledge in Malay traditional dance, he joined them together to boost the costumes that are used for Sriwana productions or events and make it extravagant. Moving along. Next, I'll be talking about the background of pioneers of Sriwana. The reason why we added this slide to our presentation is because we find it important to shed a light on the pioneer dancers or pioneer members of Sriwana who helped build Sriwana to become who she is today. Starting off, I'll be talking about Mr. Nong Cik Rani, who founded Sriwana in 1955. He was a supervisor of National Theatre, Vice Chairman of National Theatre Dance Circle, a member of Malay Youth Literary Association according to the National Library Board's resources before he founded the Sriwana. Moving on, in 1965, the established well-known nation dancer Madam Som Muhammad Said joined Sriwana as a volunteer dancer in 1965. She then founded the Sriwana Children Dance Section in 1974, which is vital for Sriwana's image as it allowed children to become a part of the arts scene in Singapore in those days. Moving along, she then met Mr. Osman Abdul Hamid, who is now the head of People Association Dance in 1977, and they became the pioneer dance troupe. Madam Som Said then head on to open a boutique in 1983 while she was still in Sriwana. But then she founded Singapore's first professional Malay dance company, Sri Warisan Som Said Performing Arts Centre in 1997, and left Sriwana the year after, which is 1998. This had caused a drift between Sri Warisan and Sriwana because Madam Som Said was a key member to Sriwana for almost 30 years. And this, according to Straits Times article, this had caused a depressive episode for Madam Som Said because she felt that Sriwana was a familiar environment for her and it was hard to leave. So in 2007, the current president and vice president of Sriwana, Madam Fauzia Hanum Yusof and Mr. Fauzi Anwar, was elected to become their positions as president and vice president of Sriwana. Moving on, I'll be passing our time to Aini. Thank you.
So I'm going to talk about the produced work that Sriwana has, and these are the three productions, which is a musical dance, Style 5060, Sriwana's Diamond Jubilee production, and Gading. Next slide. So I'm going to talk about a musical dance, Style 5060, which held on 27 April 2004 at Victoria Theatre. Collaboration of Sriwana and Sri Maligai. This production is a nostalgic memory lane as Sriwana's brings a night of dance extravaganza, a glitzy take on the 50s and 60s era, showcasing the Malay groups in the Malay performing arts scene, featuring live music by Sri Maligai, which is a Singapore-based Malay music ensemble established in 2000. Next, I'm going to talk about the Sriwana's Diamond Jubilee production, which is called Mahkota. It was held on 24th October 2015 at the Victoria Theatre, and this production truly reflective of Sriwana's 60 years of existence. And they have a saying that says, "Jika tidak dipecah ruyung, di mana boleh dapat sagunya," which means, without sacrifice and effort, goals and dreams will not be realized. Sriwana was launched 60 years ago. It wasn't long after Sriwana retaliated, still committed by 2 individuals and entrusted 5 young choreographers. Sriwana's reputation is preserved. So this production is a legacy that stems from their very own traditional Malay roots, a legacy that will be passed on to generation of today. Next slide. So next, the last production, which supposedly should be held on the 6th and 7th March 2020, unfortunately can't happen because of the COVID-19. But anyways, I'm still gonna talk about it. So this production is in celebration of Sriwana's 65th anniversary. Gading, which means ivory, is a contemporary dance work with roots in Malay culture and traditional dance movement that combines dance, spoken words, multimedia and original music from Indonesian composer Anggara Satria. A contemporary dance production that taps on the currency of global crisis as a jumping off point. Next slide. So next, I'm going to talk about the overseas festival. So Sriwana has also traveled extensively in various dance and culture festivals outside Singapore, such as China, Inner Mongolia, Indonesia, and Malaysia, to name a few. So one of their recent overseas festival that they have was held in Johor Bahru, that's called Permata Ujung Tanah. So this festival features a dance musical collaboration from 3 countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore. So I'm going to pass my time to Yat.
So I'll be talking about the funding. Alright, so where do you think Sriwana get all the funding from? Well, basically most of the profit they get is by conducting a cultural dance performance, wedding and kampung, as Sunny previously mentioned. Then they also conduct a basic Malay dance workshop for the youth, which is supported by the Tote Board Art Grants. And they also receive a market and honors development grant by the National Art Council of Singapore for them to travel overseas. Okay. So I'll be talking about the milestones. As Aini previously mentioned, Sriwana will be celebrating its 65th anniversary at the Pentas 2020 Gading, which will be located at the Esplanade. So I'll be talking more about the production. It will be produced by resident choreographer Zanuri Zakaria, Azila Abdul Rahim and Zuhairi Zaid alongside with the company dancers. And to pick up from where Aini left off from the story, Gading not only draw inspiration from the exquisite trade of ivory, but it uses it as a metaphor to shed light on the vulnerable state of the Malay cultural dance today. It also addresses the challenges that continue to plague Malay traditional dance practitioners face as they toil to keep the scene alive. So moving on, I'll be showing you some of the sneak peeks of the production. moving on, I'll be handing my time over to Bas to talk about the challenges faced. Bas?
Hello, so on my end, I'll be talking about the challenges faced that Sriwana goes through as a dance company. So first, let's talk about changing expectations of audience. So, according to Berita Harian, Safuddin Mahfuz, which is a member of Sriwana, said in an article, with changing expectations of the audience, demands of actors have also increased. So basically what he meant was Sriwana has to adapt to changes as audiences evolving around the art scenes have changing expectations of what they want to see when it comes to production works. Especially in an advanced art scene in Singapore, we have a changing taste when it comes to seeing art in real life. Second point, increasing demand of qualified actors. It is further stated in the article that qualified actors are given proper trainings in art institutions. So what this means is that acquiring these actors for production works may appear as costly for some dance companies as they are qualified through certain certification and their field of expertise. And also, however, Sriwana tries to get these qualified actors as they really believe in getting these actors for their production works, even though it may appear as costly. And even so, if they do not have the means to get these kind of actors, they have to think of other ways to attract other kind of actors that they need. Which brings me to my next slide. Alright, so how can we contribute as an arts manager? First of all, I'd like to talk about funding. So, as arts managers, one of our primary responsibilities is to get funding from our arts companies. So in this case, we'll use Sriwana as an example. So as an arts manager in Sriwana, my job is to source out for grants from officials such as NAC. In fact, Sriwana has been getting grants from National Arts Councils for their production works. Attracting sponsors could mean finding other business organizations that would want to cultivate corporate social responsibility into their work. So, for example, looking out for other businesses who really believe in the works and the ideas produced by Sriwana, and then having them to support Sriwana financially. Next, I'll be talking about marketing, exposing the company through different mediums, especially in a digital age. We not only turn to newspapers or flyers to distribute information of our production works, but now we turn to so many platforms such as social medias like Facebook or Instagram to really distribute the information that we want to. And also on top of that, we can cater to our target audience, which we want to spread the message to. Next, we'll be promoting events. To add on what Aini has said on just now about Sriwana's overseas work, overseas work would require proper marketing as we want to cater to the right type of audience as we may not be familiarized with the audience overseas. So as arts managers, how can we think of ways to convey a message about our production works to these people overseas? So that could also mean using social media as a platform to cater to these type of people and having them to come to our shows even though it's overseas. And that's all we have for our presentation. So can I get my group members to come forward? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.